All right, everybody. We're back. We've got another pre-game preview for you. North Texas coming to town. But first, before we dive into that, Western Kentucky, we never really wrapped that one up. Disappointing finish for us. 30-14 was the final score. And it started off pretty evenly matched.
It was fun.
Yeah, the start of the game.
Yeah, it was good. We had a really sweet almost trick play that Reynolds overthrew his man on, but fortunately, like a play or two later, made up for it, got the touchdown pass. We're in the game, real close, and then just kind of the second half got away from us. Seems to be a continuous theme.
Yep, and big plays abound again. Little bit better on the rushing side, but I don't think they were, known for big rushers like we have Benny LeMay. So, not surprising there that we were able to hold it down a little better. But receiving, 69-yard pass, 30-yard pass, a couple in the teen area. So, big plays continuing to hurt us.
Yep, your epic prediction of 0 plays of over 20 yards really drilled that one. But to be fair, you did hit the over or the under. I don't remember which.
Yeah,
whatever it was, you got that right. I got nothing right.
Yep.
So good for you.
Thank you. And to be fair, our plays over 20 yards did go down. But we weren't playing an offensively powered team. We were playing a team known for their defense, and they definitely showed that. We did not put up points.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, pivoting off of that, because I think there's a reason why we skipped that post game. Let's go into the pregame for North Texas at home.
It's nice to come back, get in front of the fans again. I'm hoping that people are going to come out. We're 2-5 right now, so not quite the way we were hoping the season would shake out to start Conference USA play. 0-3 in Conference USA, and this is one thing I'll put a knock on the fans for. Other teams, it seems like, especially college football, maybe this is the youngness of our program and where that hurts us, but other teams, even when they have a bad season, it seems like people still continue to go to games for college football. They have their allegiances. Ours, a lot of times our stadium's pretty close to dead.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you from a perspective of we can knock the fans and they should show up. But other college teams are like this. Tar Heels, Duke. This is a basketball state. Basketball's coming, so we got something else to look forward to. But the positives, I guess, just looking at it real quick, we're on a 4-game losing streak, 0-3 in conference, 0-4 on the road, 2-1 at home. I know the last home game we did lose to FAU, which was our homecoming. But otherwise, 2 really nice wins and hopefully solidify the home field advantage and get another win this week.
Yeah, North Texas is not the team we thought they were coming into the season. They are 2-1 in Conference USA, but 3-4 overall, and definitely not quite to the caliber that I think folks were thinking they would be. So this is definitely another winnable game for us. The other thing I've been keeping an eye on is, over the first few weeks, we were tops of Conference USA and, top 20 area and quite a few statistics, and we're slowly sliding down that trend. So we're now 3rd in Conference USA for rushing offense, 4th for scoring, 5th for time of possession, 5th for red zone offense. And so we had a hot start. Had a couple easier teams up there that helped the hot start. Also, I think the players really got up to make sure Healy got started with a bang, and now we're coming back down to earth a little bit. So we'll see if those numbers turn around and start trending in the positive direction or continue on the slight slide that they've been on.
Yeah, so let's get into the game. The line for the game opened at 3.5, -3.5 for North Texas, and it has moved to -4 North Texas, and the over-under for the game is 63.5. Quick talk about the over-under. Charlotte has hit the over in every single game until last week. Shout out to Aaron Kaufman. I know he's pretty excited about that.
Yeah, they have, but not always to Charlotte's credit. Like, scoring-wise, UMass, ton of points. Gardner-Webb, ton of points. App State, ton of points. Since then, not so many points.
I mean, it is Charlotte's credit. We're giving up the big play and giving up a lot of points on special teams and defense. So if we're in the game, things are happening. People are scoring, whether it's on our side or the other side.
Sure. And I would tend to look for that to come back because last week with Western Kentucky, you're playing a more defensive-minded team. This week, North Texas matches up much more nicely to us where their defense gives up a ton of points. They're actually averaging 32 points per game and allowing 32 points per game. So that's a pretty nice stat line in our favor. I think our offense has shown, especially when we're playing a weaker defense, that they have the ability to go down the field, be creative, score. There's all kinds of good plays that we've seen Atkins and team draw up for our offense and really use our strengths. And then the flip side is, can our defense just slow down their offense a little bit since they're as prolific as we are? So from that front, I think the over's probably a lock this week. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I just think all good things must come to an end. And it's just like roulette or any other kind of gambling. Red will hit a bunch of times in a row, and then eventually black's going to come.
It came last week.
I know, and I think it's going to come again. I think 63.5 is a large score, and we're not really firing on all cylinders. I predict an under for this for sure.
All right, well, I guess you're going to be wrong 2 weeks in a row, or maybe past that. I can't remember what you picked 3 weeks and 4 weeks ago.
Well, remember I picked against Charlotte, so
that's right. That's why I blocked
normally,
it out. Yeah.
And honestly, I think I'm going to pick against Charlotte again this week. I think North Texas blows us out at home.
Ooh,
I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think we lose by 17. I hope I'm wrong, but I think the wheels are falling off, and I think this is a continuation of that. I hope we continue to play hard and fight, but I think we are not going bowling this year, and hopefully next year, lots of lessons learned for the returning players, for Coach Healy, and some new recruits coming in. But I'm looking at 2020.
So
I don't feel good about this game.
Well, I think it's fair to start looking at 2020 now. I mean, credit to the players, especially the seniors who still have time on the field and are going to try and go out as strong as possible. But at 2-5, I mean, your bowl eligibility is all but gone. Win out the season and you've got a shot, but that's about it. But respectfully, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. I think this one's going to be a scoring matchup. I don't think – well, I wouldn't call 17 a blowout. Especially if it's back and forth and then maybe a team scores two in a row and just kind of takes the game. But you never actually set a score. Do you have a score in mind before I give mine?
Sure. I'm going to go with North Texas 35, Charlotte 14.
So similar to this past week against Western Kentucky. It's 30
yeah,
14.
I think it's similar kind of game. We get some happiness. Starts off pretty well, a little back and forth, and then the second half is the end of us.
So I'm going to go similar there. I'm thinking North Texas 33, Charlotte 45.
Sean's never seen a spread or money line with Charlotte on it that he didn't like, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Money line for sure, plus 155. Got to like those odds. If you're following me for picks, just always take that with a grain of salt because that's going to be my pick. But I'm telling you, this week, I think you're crazy. I think the over's got to happen because they're allowing 400 yards a game. We're allowing 400 yards a game. They're averaging 400 yards a game. We're averaging almost 400 yards a game. You go up and down the field that much, there's got to be points on the board. Even if we're both just kicking field goals all day long, we're going to get over 63 eventually. So I feel good about that. And I like our odds, again, against a team that is not as powerful as people might have thought.
Yeah, we will see what happens. Like I said, I want you to be right. I have no desire to be right here. I just have been let down a few times and seen what I've seen on the field and want to let everyone go in with the right expectations. Don't expect a lot, hope for the best. That's kind of my motto in life and my motto with the 49ers football team right now.
So I'll probably have to look them up name-wise, but do you have a couple North Texas players that you'd like to pick as your players of the week?
Oh, man, that hurts. But, in fact, I do have someone. I'm going to have to go with Mason Fine, the quarterback for North Texas. He will throw a lot. He's pretty accurate. He had almost 400 yards last week, couple interceptions, and then their running game is similar to ours.
Don't you disrespect Benny LeMay like that. It's not similar to ours.
Lauren Easley is pretty good. I meant similar to ours. No, Benny LeMay is great. I just mean that they distribute it. They have like one core running back, and then they have another running back or two that are going to get some touches. But I think Fine's going to have a nice game, and Jalen Darden, their wide receiver, number 1, be on the lookout for him. He's a stud.
All right, so you've officially converted. You're now just a fan of North Texas. You've got your own players you're picking over there.
I'm just a fan of the conference.
Yeah.
You know,
One of those guys, huh?
You got to root for the conference to do good because it elevates the rest of the group.
One of those guys. I got you.
But yeah, the player to watch out for is Jalen Darden, wide receiver, number 1. He's going to be all over the field, probably 2 or 3 touchdown catches. If you have a fantasy college team, that's your guy.
Well, see, I'm going to stick a dagger in your heart and pick your guy for offense and say my man Chris Reynolds, a.k.a. formerly Scott's man, is going to have a huge day. I think he's going to pick that defense apart. He's got 144 passer efficiency rating of the year, which is 4th in Conference USA, and has looked really good for this season. Has had some growth opportunities, of course. He's a redshirt sophomore, so he's got a couple more years under his belt too. But I think he's going to have a huge day, and it's going to be a big product of why that over occurs.
Hey, you don't have to sell me on Chris Reynolds. I believe in him. I love that he's a redshirt sophomore. I love that he's got 2 more years, and he's been really developing last year and this year. Got our only score at Clemson. I'm all about some Chris Reynolds, so I'd love for you to be right.
I feel like I do have to sell you on him at this point, though. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go for the entire defense. I'm going to pick the whole defense this week and say we saw some progress towards less number of large plays. Let's keep moving that in the right direction and not let North Texas get any 20-plus yard plays. Maybe one if you have to, but I'd love to see just a solid performance by the defense where nobody's getting behind the secondary and breaking it. Nobody's getting vertical. And just a good bottle it up, force them to really make 8 to 10 plays to get down the field and not giving up easy touchdowns along the way.
Yeah, my defensive player to look out for is Katie Davis, linebacker, North Texas.
Oh, my God.
Number 23.
I can't even talk to you anymore.
He's got 2 sacks for the season. I expect him to double that in this game.
Of note, since you're going to throw out North Texas people, last week against Western Kentucky, Alex Highsmith got over Larry Ogunjobi's 13 career sacks mark, so now he's at 13 and a half and only has room to go up for the rest of the season. So be on the lookout there. Hopefully he adds another notch or two to that column and keeps on with the great year he's having so far.
Yeah, good stuff from Alex Highsmith. And I just to let everyone know, I'm not rooting for North Texas, and I'm just doing this to mess with Sean. Of course, I've got 49er players that I'm looking out for,
That's
and it's
too
always
late now, man.
It's always the two heavy hitters, Benny LeMay, Alex Highsmith. If we're gonna win, if we're gonna blow them out, as Sean said, those two guys need to step up and be the seniors that they are. Alex Highsmith, sack and a half, maybe a forced fumble, and Benny LeMay over 100 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, 150 all-purpose plus with a little TD in there. Those are my two guys. Easy to go with, but critical for the team to be successful.
I feel like the 150 all-purpose yards is not really a high mark for Benny anymore. I feel like that's just like if he has an okay day, he's going to get that. I feel like your prediction, you should be a little bit more homer and say 250 all-purpose yards.
That's fair. I correct myself. 250 all-purpose yards. Benny LeMay. Write it down.
So that, in a nutshell, is what we're up against this week. If you like Scott, you're thinking these two offensive-minded teams who have had defensive give up a lot of points are somehow magically going to swap places and both be defensive-oriented and low-scoring 35-14. North Texas went in. Was that your pick?
Yep.
35-14.
And, I mean, part of that is think about who they play against in practice. They're used to playing a team just like themselves. It's going to make the defense a lot better.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Anyway,
sure.
So 49ers hopefully win. I got them losing. Sean's got them winning, money line. We'll see what happens on Saturday. Hopefully it'll be something worth us talking about on Sunday. If not, we'll get back to everyone on Tuesday with the full sports wrap-up. For those of you that are going to the game Saturday, there's a lot of stuff going on campus this weekend. Just want to give some quick shout-out promos. Friday, we've got the exhibition game against Georgia in men's basketball, kind of the replacement for the Midnight Madness. I think it's a really nice event. All the money goes to the
Remembrance Fund.
The Remembrance Fund. $15 tickets, general admission. First 2,000 fans get a T-shirt. So come out, support the Niners, support the Remembrance Fund. I think tips at 7 or 7:30. Should be a really fun game. Excited to see Coach Sanchez in his second year and hopefully give us a lot more to talk about here on Minor Obsession. And then for the rest of the weekend, besides the football game, I believe we have volleyball. Are we playing North Texas at home as well, I believe?
Possibly.
And, hey, I'm just trying to get everyone excited about the weekend, Sean.
Oh, I hear you. I'm just trying to verify your call there. I think you're right, though.
I am right.
Yep.
We have North Texas. So double sandwich of North Texas. Oh, sorry, we don't have North Texas. We have Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Sunday.
The team that beat us last week. But anyway, the ladies are at home at Halton Arena Sunday, 1 o'clock. So you got a full weekend of 49ers. I think there might even be a women's soccer game thrown in there as well. So lots of cool stuff at home, and definitely go out there and support all of our teams. And what's really fun about all our teams is they now serve beer everywhere. So that's really cool too. Yeah, we play women's soccer. We play UTSA at home Sunday as well. So
big weekend. A lot of stuff
big
going
weekend.
on.
Yeah, for sure.
PBA US Open in town, too, up in Mooresville. So many things to choose from.
Yeah, great sports and athletes all over the Charlotte area. So definitely make sure you get yourself out there for all of it. And then if you really want to see some great bowling, you come watch me Wednesday nights at Matthews Bowlerama, 8 o'clock sharp for the Night Owls League. And you can see what a pro 49er bowler looks like.
So anybody out there who is super upset by Scott going hardcore North Texas, you know where to find him on Wednesday nights.
Hey, Sean, I figured someone that loves the 49ers needs to go bowling, and since the team can't, I figured I could.
Oh. Ouch. Too far, man. Too far.
Sorry. I'm just kidding. So, anyway, lots of stuff at home. 49ers are going to hopefully win. I'm going to stop talking about North Texas because UNC Charlotte's the best school in the world. Basketball's kicking off with Georgia. It's going to be a real fun game. Sean, anything else you want to add, let the listeners know about?
No, I think you got it covered. We'll be back again, post-game wrap-up. Could be Sunday, could be Tuesday, depending on how things go and if we want to celebrate or just not talk about it because we're sad.
Yeah, definitely. And there'll be a lot of other stuff to recap, especially the Georgia exhibition, women's soccer, all that good stuff. So until then, remember to follow us on social media and remember to wear green
and go Niners.